everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Despite criticism from pro-choice advocates, a Wichita anti-abortion group carried out their plans today and held a funeral service for an aborted fetus. Rhonda Schwab joins us now to explain that act has spurred a handful of legal questions. Rhonda.
It has, Julie, and at least from a couple of standpoints as far as the public is concerned. There's been the legality of holding a funeral for a fetus, as well as the burial of an individual in Kansas without a death certificate. Now, the 6.5-month female fetus was supplied to the Wichita group by anti-abortion sympathizers from Chicago, where hundreds of fetuses are shipped every day from states for pathological exams. One of those who organized today's funeral says he was told the fetus, which is being called Baby Rachel, came from an abortion clinic or hospital in Chicago. And as far as he is concerned, the funeral service is legal.
He came down and examined the child. It was properly examined by a proper official of the county. He certified that the child was what we said it was. And he has given instructions to the funeral director to bury this unclaimed body.
But the president of the State Board of Mortuary Arts says he is concerned about groups using this for attention-getting purposes, which Shultz said wasn't an attention-getting purpose, but he says it might have been. Anderson Jackson told Eyewitness News that he does not want anti-abortion groups using funeral directors and embalmers for their cause. He says it puts funeral directors in danger of losing both their licenses and reputation. And as you heard Mr. Shultz say, the group did have a coroner examine the fetus and pronounce it dead, but Jackson says the controversy exists, and he says that there is problems that arise when you involve a group in any type of activity, as controversial as this has become.
Especially as controversial as this issue is. Rhonda, I understood that the burial service was planned for today after the funeral in Andover Cemetery, and that was postponed or called off. What's the status of that now?
At the end of the funeral service today, Mr. Shultz came out and he told us, well, we decided to call off the funeral service for this afternoon. They've had a lot of
burial
service, correct. And they decided to go ahead and have it tomorrow. And he didn't tell us all the specifics of it, but we'll let the people know as soon as we find out.
He didn't say why that burial service had been postponed?
So there was just some things that arose, and he couldn't quote specifics, but he said to let us know as soon as possible.
Okay, and that has been rescheduled for tomorrow?
For tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Rhonda Schwab. In other news today, it's been at least 3 months since the Kansas wheat crop. Rhonda Schwab reports that the funeral, which has drawn criticism from pro-choice advocates, has also stirred up legal questions.
Organizers say today's funeral service is not a publicity stunt. It is simply a Christian act.
The main purpose, of course, was to give the child a Christian burial and to properly state that we oppose abortion.
The service and subsequent burial has caused concern among some in the mortuary business. The president of the State Board of Mortuary Arts says he and his associates must follow strict guidelines, which include death certificates and burial permits, neither of which was used in today's service. Anderson Jackson says he doesn't want anti-abortion groups using funeral directors and embalmers for their cause. It puts them in danger of losing both their licenses and their reputations. Burial of the fetus, which was brought from Chicago, will be at Andover Cemetery in Butler County. The Butler County attorney says he's not even sure the burial is legal, and he has other questions as well, such as, is it legal to transport a fetus over state lines?
Under Illinois law, and it's my understanding that Kansas simply says that to do this you have to have a permit if the state that the fetus is coming from requires a permit. So that's what we have to do, is determine whether Illinois would require a permit to do this.
For those involved in the pro-choice movement, the consideration is less on legality and more on ethics.
If they are willing to go to pathology labs and steal or however they acquire these dead fetuses and then carry them all around the United States, this is hardly what most of us recognize as reverence for life.
Rhonda Schwab, Eyewitness News, Wichita.
Burial of the fetus, which was set for earlier today, was postponed until tomorrow afternoon. Gordon Shultz, says the change of plans was due to unforeseen traffic problems from the church to the cemetery. Until this weekend, it had